What's up? Welcome to Rokk Gamer, and with E3 wrapping up, I wanted to do a summary of everything we learned about Rock Band 4. There was some new news that did break after I posted yesterday's update video. Rock Band 8 had somebody go to E3 and interview Aaron Trites from Harmonix, and we did learn a little new tidbits about the game. Some things are still up in the air, but let's start with the information from the article. So regarding what's going to be available at launch, we know that there'll be a guitar and a disc bundle. We know that there'll be a band and a box bundle. I'll talk more about these in detail later. There'll be an Xbox One Legacy adapter at launch. If you pre-ordered the game at PAX, you'll get the PAX East guitar. I believe that comes with the game as well. There'll be a standalone disc and a digital download. The game plans to ship worldwide October 6th. I know there was some concern that certain regions wouldn't get the game. It should be available even in Australia, but the big caveat is that the actual stores have to order the game. Some stores may not want to carry it because of shelf space, so you may not be able to get it there, but every GameStop I've went to where I live is going to be carrying it in Canada. The other thing that people are wondering is, why are there no new instrument colors? You know, when they first announced Rock Band 4, we saw different variations of the guitar. There was a red, there was a black, there was a white, and if you watch the E3 videos, they were playing with different colored guitars. And they said that those are basically prototypes of the Rock Band 4 guitars. Those aren't even necessarily finished hardware. The reason, I guess there was really no reason given. I think it has to do with ensuring that certain regions would have equal number of colored guitars, and I think it was also shelf space in different regions as well. But we will not be getting colored guitars, unfortunately. There will be an Xbox One adapter to support legacy instruments if you guys are bringing your old stuff over from the Xbox 360. It's still something being worked on, and it sounds like Harmonix is sort of like, they don't really know what to expect. They're sort of learning as they go. It really shows you how much time they have to really make the game in order to, how much time is left, and how far behind they really are in order to get the game out on October 6th. The other thing people are wondering is, can I pre-order the Xbox One adapter, or the Xbox One adapter, and they don't even know themselves. They say it really depends on how fast they can actually get it out to market, and you know, if they get it out really quickly, they may just not even bother letting people pre-order it. The next thing people want to know is, how do the new instruments feel? And the guy from Rock Band 8 said that the guitar buttons feel much nicer. It doesn't tilt as much whenever you push them, you know, it tilts to one side. He said the tilt sensor worked flawlessly, and that the strum bar does not click, but it feels much sturdier in the slot. He also said the drum pedal did not break from 3 days of people stomping on it from E3, so it really shows that it's quite durable. The other thing that we learned is that the drum pads seem to have nicer bounce. He said both the red and green pads shook from hard enough hits, sadly. Hopefully the plastic is stronger and won't crack at least. He said the microphone did not invite itself to activate overdrive when someone breathed too close to it, or if an insect flew by. The other thing that people are wondering is, will streaming be available in the game? And the big thing is that a lot of it has to do with copyright and, you know, music licensing, and it's still something to be determined. We don't know at this point in time. People are wondering, will the songwriter feature be available? That still has to be coded in the game. It's not in the version that they showed at E3. So if you're wondering what the songwriter is, it's like the ability to rank a score song. So if you're playing a song, you really like it, you could like give it 5 stars. So the next time you go play it, you're like, oh yeah, that song's really good, so I'll play it again. That's how I play my games. Like, I'll score all my songs so I remember if they're a good song to play or not. The other thing that he asked is, will there be variable breakneck speed, audio adjustment, incredibly detailed leaderboards? They haven't really put that stuff in the game yet. It really makes you scratch your head. Like, these guys are, I just think they may end up delaying the game, or they may just ship a broken game, or like something that's like a beta version of the game, because, you know, they have like realistically 2 months to go, and the game usually goes gold about 2 or 3 weeks before shipping, so they pretty much have to get everything done by middle of September in order to get it out on the street October 6th. But we'll see. The other thing that they asked is, will there be colorblind, blind notes, or ease of access for the disabled? And Harmonix is right now talking with able gamers to see how they can best integrate it. If you played Lego Rock Band, you'll remember that there was a feature where you could turn you know, auto kick drum on, where you didn't have to play the kick drum. I kind of wonder why this feature never made its way into Rock Band 3 or any subsequent games. The other question that was asked is, will the keyboard work as a 5-button peripheral? So we know you can't play keys in the game, but can you use the keyboard as a guitar? That's something they don't know the answer to. That's something they're going to learn as they go and, you know, keep coding the game and so forth. The next question that was asked is, will the practice mode be in the game? Maybe. Most of the use came from hardcore players. Basically what Harmonix says, most people play the game and they try to FC. They don't really go into the practice mode. Again, the game's still in development. We'll see as we go. So it seems like they haven't really coded it in the game. The other thing that was asked is, will Freestyling submit to leaderboards? And that's something they haven't decided yet. So we'll have to see what they decide to do with that. There's still a lot of decisions that have to be made. The other question that was asked, and probably one of the most important questions post-launch, is how often is Rock Band 4 going to be supported with DLC? That's something that they don't really know yet, but they did say we will have regular content updates. So whether that's every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, they don't know yet, but they'll keep giving us regular content. The other thing that was asked is, will there be any chart fixes for broken disco flips, illegal charting methods, etc.? And that will probably not happen. It's incredibly unlikely. They're focusing a lot of their energy on, the core stuff that people want. There are some drum charts that are completely broken, especially the Rock Band Network stuff is a mess. Like the version of Rock Band Network, we don't even know if Rock Band Network is going to come over to Rock Band 4. But the other thing that I noticed too is in the press release they keep saying 1,500 plus songs. But if you go back a couple of years and you look at their press releases, they kept talking about 2,000 plus songs being available in the game. So I was wondering, like, maybe they've lost the licensing to like 500 songs, but it just turns out they haven't. They actually haven't lost licensing to really any songs. It's just that the way they counted the packs, or it's a little hard to explain, but the way they did the counting of the packs, we're not going to be losing a substantial amount of DLC at the end of the day. The other big question was about Rock Band Network. What's the real thing stopping them from porting? A real issue with stopping them from porting is the licensing. They don't even know who owns the rights to some of these songs, and whether it's a label. Some people are not even on record labels. Some are just they own their own copyright to the song. Having to go chase individuals for a lot of those songs, especially when a lot of people didn't buy Rock Band Network songs, they're trying to weigh as to whether it's worth it or not. We don't know yet. The other thing that was asked is, how are the Rock Band 3 versions of the songs going to be handled? So if you remember when Rock Band 3 came out, we got like an upgrade to existing Rock Band songs. Like Queen got an enhanced pack which had harmonies and keys, which the old versions didn't. That's something they're still sorting out because in Rock Band 4 you can't play keys, and you already have harmonies upgraded on all the songs. So that's something that's still to be determined. The other thing that was asked is, how did Harmonies get included on all the backwards compatible songs? And it turns out they had some wiggle room in terms of, like, from a legal point of view and licensing point of view, that they didn't really have to go relicense anything new or get any permission to do it. But it's awesome. I'm so happy that all old DLC before Rock Band 3 will be upgraded with Harmonies. The other thing that they asked about was exclusivity contracts. Like, are exclusivity contracts still out there? Aaron basically said he doesn't think they are, but without being in the room and actually seeing the paperwork, he can't really verify. But he thinks that everything should be up, and bands who weren't in Rock Band before because of exclusivity contracts like Van Halen technically should be able to be in the game. But it's really up to the band if they want to be. They may not be happy with the amount of money being offered, or they just may not like Rock Band at the end of the day. I'm looking in Muse's direction, by the way, guys. There's a lot of references to artists in the trailer. If you remember the freestyle guitar solo trailer, there's a bunch of references to different artists who will be on disc. He asked Aaron Treitz about that, and Aaron sort of hinted like, oh, maybe the Foo Fighters might be in there. He basically said, Foo Fighters were given. Can you say anything about that? And he sort of said yes. He didn't really sort of gloss over the fact that we probably will have Foo Fighters in the game. I'm gonna guess right now the only two big songs from them we haven't got is Big Me and No Way Back. Both songs are pretty good. I mean, No Way Back was in Guitar Hero, Warriors of Rock. I wouldn't mind getting it in Rock Band 4. The other thing that was asked is, now that the Xbox One has backwards compatibility, are we going to be putting any kind of old Rock Band games on there? And that's something that they're still sorting out. If they're going to put old Rock Band games like Rock Band 3 on it, they have to maybe go get permission from Viacom, who was, basically owns the rights to the game, at least partially owns the rights to the game. Well, now let's talk about everything that I talked about earlier from E3. That was the new news I just went over. Let's talk about everything that you may have missed during the week. So the big news is that there's going to be no online play at launch. It may be released after launch as like a DLC pack. Apparently Harmonix is going to talk about their online plans in the coming months. The other thing that was revealed was a new freestyle solo mode for guitar solos, which looks amazing. You can now, freestyle and play whatever you want. The game sort of guides you in terms of what you should play. The other thing that we learned is that 5 new songs were announced on the game's set list. We have Benjamin Booker, Violent Shiver, Elvis Presley's Suspicious Minds, Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk, Queens of the Stone Age, My God is the Sun, and Scandal the Warrior. There was another song that was rumored to be on the set list, and that is Neon Trees, Everybody Talks. Somebody did a screen grab, and they were able to match the lyrics to that song, so we'll see if it gets included. The other thing we also learned is that people who pre-order the game will get a bunch of bonus songs. So if you pre-order the game from any store, you get 30 free bonus songs. They're all Harmonix bands, and you'll be noticed that some of the songs are repeats of songs we've already gotten. Some are from Rock Band 1, some are from the Rock Band 2 bonus pack. I've put the entire list down in the description box below. People who pre-order from Amazon are going to get 4 free songs. They'll get songs from the bands Alabama Shakes, Break It Benjamin, Death from Above, 1979, and The Pretty Reckless. I've put the list of songs down in the description below. The other thing we learned is the cost of the band bundle. So the band bundle will be $250 US. The guitar bundle is $130 US, significantly more expensive than what the Rock Band 1 and 2 bundles were costing. We also learned that the bass is going to be the only instrument that doesn't get any kind of new gameplay enhancements, which is really shitty if you ask me. The new trailer, like I mentioned before, they released has some songless clues. There's some people at the Rock Band forums trying to dissect it and come up with bands who may be in the game. I put the list of it down in the description box below. We also learned that there's going to be no competitive multiplayer at launch. So while there's no online play, you can't do score duels, you can't do any of the old competitive modes. I'm really bummed out about that. We did learn that even though there's no online play, leaderboards will still be in the game. So they said they'll include it, but they didn't really go into much detail about it. We also learned that there'll be an Xbox One adapter coming out at launch. They're still working on that. And then the final piece of news is that, in an interview that they did regarding the strum bar, it's supposed to lie somewhere in between a clicky strum bar and a mushy strum bar like the old Rock Band 1 guitar. But that basically, I think, summarizes everything we learned about Rock Band 4 at E3. I'd like to know what are your guys' thoughts regarding their presentation at E3. I walked away. I was disappointed in some areas, but I'm still really excited for this game. The only thing I'm really concerned about is that, the game still looks like it's pretty early in development, and they have about 2.5 months left to finish it, which makes me wonder is Rock Band 4 going to do what a lot of games do, which is it'll ship half broken and they'll just patch it afterwards and hope that people are happy with it. But on the other side, Harmonix makes great games, and I give them credit for that. I've never played a bad game from those guys, and I hope they really come through and make it an amazing game because I'm rooting for these guys. But thanks for watching, guys. If you guys want to stay up to date on all things Rock Band 4 Guitar Hero Live and Amplitude related, click the subscribe button.